Well, welcome to the Startup Espresso. I'm Hall T. Martin, the host of the show, where we talk about raising funding for your startup and the time it takes to have an espresso. I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello, this is Hall T. Martin with the Startup Funding Espresso, your daily shot of startup funding and investing. Investors calculate their returns using metrics such as ROI and IRR. So what's the difference? ROI is the return on investment without respect to time. IRR is the internal rate of return, which is return on investment with respect to time. If I invest $100,000 and 5 years later I receive a return of $300,000, then my ROI is 3x. If I receive my return 10 years later, my ROI is still 3x. The same scenario with IRR gives a different result for each case as it takes into account time of return. In this case, the 5-year return yields a 25% IRR, while a 10-year return yields a 12% IRR. So how do you calculate IRR? We can use an Excel spreadsheet for that. Open up a column, set each row as 1 year, put the amount invested in year 1, use a minus sign for this input, put the amount returned in the appropriate year or row, use a positive sign for this input, and put a 0 on each unfilled row. Apply the IRR formula from Excel to make the calculation. To understand your investment results better, you'll find IRR is a better metric as it takes into account the time factor. Thank you for joining us for the Startup Funding Espresso, where we help startups and investors connect for funding. Let's go start up something today. Hall T. Martin is the director of Investor Connect, which is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to the education of investors for early stage funding. All opinions expressed by Hall and podcast guests are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinion of Investor Connect. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon as a basis for investment decisions.